What the fuck happened? Um, yeah. So what happened? Splatoon, this fucking Splatoon community. God bless their souls. They had the closest to any sort of fucking competitive esport Nintendo like could have had. They actually had some sort of like support for them. We all know the meme about the ad. Where is it? It's right down here. Yeah. Remember this shit? Right when the Switch was being announced, I was pumped when this shit when this like was being advertised. Like you see like the whole meme with this ad from Nintendo where they had like the stands of people everywhere, fucking popping off because Splatoon was happening, man. And yeah, this person did anything like this even ever happen? No, obviously not. The E3 things. We all know now that Splatoon, the esports side of it, the competitive side, was basically just an advertisement for the games. Um, yeah, so we know, like, just a lot of the stuff going on. Like, it's just always been an ad. Like, the whole thing that was going on a little while back with Free Melee, and I'm talking about, just, like, listen, like, they don't care. Nintendo does not care. I feel like this is shit that I felt Nintendo was always going to be like this all the time. Like, there was never going to be a time where Nintendo cared, and as a community, I think people always knew that. Like it was pretty obvious, but people held their tongues. People with voices because they were hoping that at some point Nintendo may just realize that it was stupid. Even Splatoon 2 news. I'll give you a follow. That's so fucking funny. Uh oh, of course it goes away now. But yeah, I remember this. They literally advertised it. They literally advertised it. They were so ready. They were like, yeah. And then they're like, so here's Ludwig. Nintendo revokes streaming rights to a Splatoon tournament. A big tournament, too. The one that we just saw here. This is literally the one advertised here. By Nintendo of America. Literally yesterday. They literally, the only reason why, they literally had fucking free melee names. Literally just because they wanted to help use their voice within Nintendo. Because these people are, whether or not Nintendo cares, they are advertisements for Nintendo. And we all know where to hit them hard is Uh, literally just destroy Nintendo. Like, be like, hey, like, this is your advertisement. Well, no, not anymore. And um, that's what they did. They literally just canceled that shit. And that's tomorrow's fine. Yeah, they canceled. They canceled that. What does Nintendo America do? Like, this is yeah. Like, it's not the TOs or the broadcasters. Like, it's literally Nintendo. And this person said here, like, the best is that to be clear, it's not Nintendo's call. Or this is Nintendo's call. Don't quote me on what I just said there. Not any of the TOs or broadcasters that has been listed this weekend. Obviously, this is damage control, like we were talking about earlier, and just the fact that like it's a spit in the face of all their competitive scene. Like these people, like me and my friend, we've been talking about Splatoon 2 and like just small quality of life things, like just for competitive, like the fact that you can't even play like ranked with somebody unless you're in the same ranked level if you're not until B rank. And like these are like stupid things that aren't related, but they are things that for competitive like integrity and just like being able to play with your teammates to allow for better like coordination because I'm talking with my friend in Discord as I play like we would like to do things like that, and the fact of the matter is Nintendo doesn't care. Like if they cared, they would give any sort of update for the game. But obviously, since that game came out in like 2017, and it is just a sequel to the one that was from like 2014, like they don't they don't care. It's just for advertisements, and the fact that they still even do that is insane. And the worst thing, this is the worst thing about why it's so bad. Why what's going on is so bad is that Nintendo they do everything possible not to address the situation. Like it's not just the fact that um like these like Nintendo's doing these things like stopping Slippy tournaments with Big House because they were a sponsored tournament. It's not that them stopping the Splatoon tournament broadcasting is the bad thing with them because they were like obviously those are bad, but the biggest thing that's so annoying is that they are doing all of this like while not addressing any of it. They have literally done like they've done nothing. They've not like mentioned anything about it, and that's the fucked up part is that like you can shut all this down while not saying a single word, and that's pretty messed up. Um, let's see here. Let's just keep moving through. Yeah, this is even worse PR for Nintendo because then you'll start having people like this, like Jalen, who are like, I'll literally start supporting the Splatoon scene because of this. I already liked watching the game competitively enough, but now I'd really give a shot of being super into it. Bless y'all's community. Like, you're gonna start getting people like this. Like, the fact that like, the whole free melee thing with that one person, the one, like, Nintendo rep who was saying that, um, Nintendo doesn't care about Splatoon anyways. Like, this just proves it. Nintendo doesn't care. They destroy their own advertised competitive scene with Splatoon just to like not get another voice out, and it's pretty messed up. Um, I don't know how I don't know how like I don't know. I don't think I'm just confused honestly. Like, why is it that um, Nintendo's the way they are? I don't get it. Like, what is it about competitive video games? Is it that really makes them shit their pants? Like, what is it about like what is it about playing a fucking video game to win, regardless, like just for the glory even? Like people didn't even care about the money. Like if we cared about the money, we'd be playing League. If I cared about playing for money, I'd go play League. I'd go play Overwatch. I'd go get good at like really like big esport video games. I don't really think I have a future in this. That's not why I play this. I play this. I play Smash and I play Splatoon because I like playing it competitively. Like, let's see here. Interesting. Let's see what this is. Alongside this article from Dexterito, myself and other organizers drafting a. Oh, thank you for the follow, Frito. I appreciate that a lot. But I want to focus on this. This actually, I just noticed this in Twitter talking about uh, community's relationship with Splatoon, I assume. Alongside this article from Dexter and myself and other organizers drafting the statement that talks about the community's relationship with Nintendo of America, Nintendo Versus, and what we wish we would see from them. So, let's unpack this. We'd like Nintendo to support all of their grassroots communities actively, but if they aren't able to do that, at minimum, we would like them not to contribute their long-standing record of blocking community development and the growth through C&Ds, cease and desists, threats, broken agreements, or discouragement of third-party community investors, which is what people are in the Smash community, I would say, are most actively asking for right now. Like myself, I personally think I mentioned this in like a fatality Twitter thread about Save Melee, and I think that the main thing that the Smash community like should be asking for now is for Nintendo to just leave us the hell alone. Like, leave third-party investors alone. Just please um, leave free melee alone. Just stop. You are literally losing like your good publicity with casual viewers because you're starting to see large amounts of people just randomly out of the blue on Twitter, free melee, what's this about? What's this about? You read into it for a bit, you either get interested in it or you just forget about it anyways, and then it's just a bad thing that you now have lodged in the back of your head, and you start seeing like shit like this, like what's going on? They're just canceling because people wanted a game to be sponsored or something, or like a game to just be played. Well, that's pretty weird and pretty messed up, I think. And so now let's keep reading into this, just because I got sidetracked because I'm sporadic. Um, Threats, broken agreements, discouragement of third-party and community investors. Which with Smash that was HTC, Red Bull, Ninja. Twitch itself, because they wanted to do the Twitch circuit, and a couple other companies as well, who wanted to pour lots of money into Smash Ultimate, PM, and Melee, and Smash 4. I always forget. Communities have been bent over backwards for years trying to encourage Nintendo to get involved, but after many years of failed attempts and their continued community harm, it's hard to imagine a positive relationship going forward, which is true, and kind of goes back to that whole thing where I think and many others in the Smash community think that we're looking at this situation and we're like, listen, we literally just want to be left alone at this point. Like, just stop, please, because it's doing way more harm than good. Supporting the community could also mean supporting third parties to create tournaments with proper prize pools, putting real prizes towards their tournament at just a minimum, recognizing their games for their esports potential, which would be great because thing is that all of those companies, like I just mentioned earlier, Red Bull, HTC, who in my opinion is kind of a dead company. Yeah, Nintendo also blocked. Oh, really? They blocked Nintendo. They blocked Red Bull from getting into Splatoon. I did not know that. That's actually. Thank you for letting me know that, Frito. So yeah, like it's not just Smash. It's Splatoon. It's Arms. It's probably Pokken Tournament DX as well, and I'm sure any other competitive fighting game or competitive game of Nintendo's. Not just fighting game. I just said that because it, like, I mean, you know what I mean. Um, I think that you kind of see like games like PM, and you see like think of it in terms of like a game like CS:GO. Like CS:GO is literally like a mod of some Half-Life, I think, and Valve bought like the game or the rights to create that game as like what it is today. You think Pengut, former top, you think a former top Splatoon player said something about that? Stopping Disney from running a Splatoon league. Interesting. If you can, definitely like you can find me on Twitter at Cherry Super Smash Brothers. Cherry underscore SSB. Yeah, I'm just tired. Cherry underscore SSB. DM that to me if you want to, or just tag me in it, Frito. I would definitely love to see that interview. I can look for it myself later tonight, but I'm gonna keep reading this thing now. So you're also seeing like, so as we go into this more, like before I keep discussing it, I keep getting sidetracked. But the prize pool thing, like you're seeing like all these third parties, like HTC, Red Bull, and everybody, they're trying to put money into this scene because they see the promise in it. Literally, like companies, any other company, if Smash was literally any other company's game, any other developer's game, it would be $1 million esport right now. Melee would be a proper $1 million esport, and it feels like one, and it looks like one, just based on how good the production value is. Things like Slippy GG, things like Slippy the fucking rollback netcode that was made by a dude because it's his job. That's fucking insane. Things like that is like it's valuable, and it includes valuing the work of TOs who literally are community volunteers. Like these people, like that one stupid ass article about Nintendo Life that was saying the TOs are the problem and shit like that. That's fucking messed up. These people who run these tournaments, they aren't like they aren't rich. They aren't like fucking like Nintendo wigs sitting like at their stockholder throne being like, "Oh, well, I don't care about like the fucking underage shit going on in the Smash community. We're not going to do anything." These CEOs literally banned all of those fucking predators from fucking all of the tournaments. Every tournament they agreed they're banned. They did something. Nintendo Life article that talked about that shit said nothing about it. Literally not anything about it. And that's fucked up because they don't even know anything about this community. You go on Twitter for like 10 minutes and you see anything about this. So stupid. These TOs, they literally are just people with a dream to make this game great. And this game is great. And Nintendo needs to understand that nowadays you don't need to worry about like people being turned off by competitive standards. What the fuck is that? Who cares? People at my college know about esports, and most of them just say, well, if I don't understand it, it's not my business to get fucking into it and say I don't want that to happen. I'm just not interested in it. And I respect those people because they understand that it's not an interest of theirs. But that doesn't mean they're going to be mad and want to be shut down. There's no need. It It includes valiant works of TOs, community members, volunteers, and something to take pride in and support. Organizers have put in thousands and thousands of hours and dollars into making events that benefit Nintendo directly. All of these people that buy into the game and continue to play the game, etc., instead of supporting these folks, Nintendo actively tries to squish any sort of innovation or larger development, if not just for the competitive communities, but for the casual ones as well. There are literally tournaments, I think like Genesis and Don't Park on the Grass maybe, that have done like casual tournaments. I think Frostbite did a tournament one like during Frostbite as a side event where it was items on. And literally any casual person, if those tournaments have more money and revenue going into them because they were sponsored by Nintendo, you would literally see more development being put in those tournaments for all forms, whether it was casual, whether it was doubles, whether it was squad strikes, whether it was literally Rivals of Eighth or side tournaments. For whatever reason, like you would literally see growth of the people interested in buying the game because then the competitive community then applies to them. It applies to them. It's important to note, however, that the lack of support and active harm has been limited to Nintendo of America. Nintendo of Europe has a history of actively supporting and running LANs, and Nintendo in Japan is incredibly involved and supportive of the community development. Nintendo has sent 2 tweets per LAN event, and that they have actively sponsored and occasionally provide docs for some tournaments in exchange for tournaments following their explicit rules and providing advertisements that they control. They have often come through at the last second for the support, leaving organizations running events to flounder and find hardware sponsors at the last minute, not being able to set rules properly, and this gambit from shutting down specific games at tournaments, though often vague threats to TOs, something that's become more public more recently, to whether or not game music can be played on stream at all because DMCA shit and Nintendo doesn't want to have to pay for the fucking copyrights if they're the ones sponsoring the events, which is just fucked up. You have the wrong player, but you found the interview. Thank you so much, Frito. We'll read it after we dissect this. Um, Nintendo, in exchange for the tournaments, rules, blah, 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 blah. We read this. This runs on the gambit from shutting down the specific games tournaments, like Melee, with the specific mods that they put into it that allow for controller fixes, like the UCF and things like that. Um, they're usually vague, as well as the music thing, because like Final Fantasy music usually gets DMCA'd and shit like that. Um, Decisions are made behind closed doors because it's the fucking wigs at Nintendo, and they aren't explained to the community plainly and solely done through legalese. I probably pronounced that legalese. I'm fucking stupid. Not even acknowledging the harm that they've done, if they acknowledge their behavior at all. NDAs frequently have strangled TOs involved with being able to explain decisions well, and Nintendo's involvement in most of their game communities has been a bait and switch situation. They hang on to the idea of active community involvement in front of TOs and third-party organizations, so that concessions they want to be made at the expense of a thriving community, and then pull their support at the last minute. You literally see this, and like this says, and other things in the past have been Splatoon, Melee, Ultimate, ARMS, Smash 4 with the whole Twitch circuit thing that they said they would do, but then we're developing an Ultimate and would talk to them again then, and then they just decided Nintendo was like, oh, well, we're developing Ultimate, so we'll just not talk about it anymore or some shit. That's what? Like they're literally just doing this so that they can like get out of doing it. They want somebody else to pay for it so that it's an advertisement. It's not something that they want to deal with. They keep hanging on to these ideas, and all of these communities keep trying to dream and have an amazing gaming utopia of supported paid tournaments where players can make a proper living off of their tournament involvement, where tournament organizers can be actual employees rather than volunteers, and we all dream right now, and that continues to be proven time and time again. We'd love to have Nintendo actively support us or even listen to the community, but they aren't willing to come to the table, and it's annoying, it's stupid, whatever. It's to spend this type of emotional energy, like this thing is saying, in bending backwards to please a company when every time they literally just say fuck you. Like, like the whole thing, like with the whole thing that's happening right now with Melee tournaments, that's gonna happen, I think, on the 10th. Is it? Ludwig's tournament, his charity tournament, that's literally happening because we want to see what happens. Like, if, like, will Nintendo just fucking shut down Melee? Like, is that what they're gonna do when it's all the money's going towards charity? Like, it's pretty fucked up. And like people want Nintendo to be on board because do you imagine how like it would be so nice. Because you'd see like a billion-dollar company like that. Like it would be great. It would be great. Um, Here I can link this Google Doc. I think that's everything though in it. But if you guys want this, I'll post this in chat. Here you go. All right, so let's see. Thank you, Frito. Also, um, cool. All right, so let's read this real quick, or listen to this rather.
Do you think the scene's going in a good direction, or in general, or you think it's kind of like petering out, kind of waiting until
This was six
something
months
has to
ago, by the
happen?
way.
But did you at some point, have hopes that Splatoon 2 would become like this big esport?
100% because of that damn commercial that they had at the beginning, and that is
Hold on. Hold on. literally, 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 literally this fucking commercial. Literally this commercial.
the biggest false advertising scam that I fell for in my entire life. I'll tell you that. And
They got you.
they're
You were gonna be on that arena.
yeah, man.
That was you.
I'd be lucky if I had
Fucking hell.
half of that, like, or 20%, like 10% of that at
Yeah.
whatever line. But there's one other thing that really made me believe that when it didn't come through, just
For context, Frito also says on chat that he's convinced they're convinced that if Nintendo gave actual support that both Smash and Splatoon could at least be tier 2 esports. I agree to that. Context, PK Fuzzy was one of the most involved players trying to advance the community in both North America and Japan. As he'll say, he did end up getting sponsored by Set to Destroy X. Interesting.
I don't know. I don't,
Thank
well,
you for the follow,
I'll just tell
Curb.
the story first. So when Ghost
Hello,
Gaming
Curb.
got it might have been right before they got released. So after their year contract, and this is post STDX. Someone from Space Station GG contacted me and asked me basically who I thought was the best team in North America, aka like what team should I sponsor? And I said I honestly don't have one for you. I can put one together for you. And so basically, NA team, so no EU players, so that
Yeah.
they're all out the window. So my out
Oh,
of
you
my
heard about
very
the
close
stream
friends,
through.
Ice and
That's
Q,
awesome. Yeah.
and then the third Bursty. And I basically asked them, "Do you want to make this team?"
Mid level.
Get
I
sponsored. I've been taught.
I play the game competitively, but just for fun. Like I would say I'm a low level, like very low level. I got the game very recently. I just have been interested in it ever since it came out.
With the guy, it was basically going to be a
Great game, by the way.
clone of the Ghost Gaming contract.
Really?
Because he was in contact with Ghost, and the reason that they wanted to sponsor us was because they heard that Disney was partnering with Nintendo to create a league for the Disney Channel.
What, for real?
Oh,
Yes,
I remember
yes.
this.
That's crazy.
This is right after STX contract,
Wow.
which is I don't know when, but I think in the winter maybe, 2019. But I honestly can't remember. So yeah, like that was unbelievable news. Like this guy from this organization, reputable organization.
Yeah,
From
like I remember this now.
This is my inside information. So, the head of STDX at the time already had things lined up with Nintendo of Canada because they're a Canadian-based organization. So we had trips in the making to go to like whatever stores they have in Canada, whatever Nintendo headquarters they have in Canada, to play fans in scrimmages.
Wow.
Basically, yeah. There were a lot of things in the back that I was aware of, and literally none of them came to fruition. So
Wow.
obviously, this Disney League did not happen.
Yeah.
Ghost Gaming got dropped.
Yeah.
The deal that I had got severed.
Mm.
It's a totally different story, but
Mm.
it, it went. There was a lot of expectations. Like we go to Japan, for that wasn't even from Nintendo, which is like incredible.
Yeah.
Platinum Cup.
Yeah, that's the Shinobiism or whatever it's called.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So STX and Olive or Ghost Gaming at the time,
Mm.
we get invited. So we get invited.
In
We get
Control
third
is
and
the
fourth. We
only
get
they're the only sponsor that has stayed in the Splatoon community after the initial contract is in interesting. The only the only sponsor that has stayed in the Splatoon community after the initial contract is in Control. Okay. I don't know why I had to like read that twice, but that's very interesting.
invited because the first two teams couldn't
Yeah.
go for age
So
reasons or
like
whatever.
this
Yeah,
whole
that's
So
some
thing,
we
different
go.
stuff. Yeah.
And
this
like
was
we're
in
two
something
sponsored
else that I
teams
read
going
as
to
well,
Japan, playing
or
this
at least a
tournament,
summarized version of
and
this.
literally nothing comes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing came
Nothing.
out of it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when I was in Japan for
That's
the Koshin,
shit.
I mean the place was packed to
Mm.
filled to the brim. It was loud. It was crazy. I met the director of the game, Nagami, at the Koshin. He's there in attendance, speaking with him. It was incredible. And even Japan, like they have all that, but they don't have. I don't even know what their stance is on making money with the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So that's like not going to happen anyway, I guess, because it's literally against the wall.
Which is crazy because it seems like
Yeah.
esports. I mean,
Um, Small note. Yeah, it's absolutely massive. So we know that it can do well. Uh, the support Nintendo gives, it's interesting. Like with Japan, this seems to be a trait with Japanese developers, just of games in general, with like how they like handle support with it. Like it's so much larger. Yeah, yeah. Literally, that's so insane. Um, it's just I don't like. Also, side note that I was gonna mention was that you have to have a license to have prize money and things like that for tournaments, and you have to have that from the developer. So
the way it's like happening in other parts of the world, that will
Nintendo
eventually change. They
obviously
still
is
make
not gonna
professional
get a
athletes
license and shit
over
like
in
that.
Japan, don't they?
Yeah, they definitely do. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure like some of the best fighting game players are Japanese, and
Yeah.
they have professional teams. DNG,
Yeah.
Detonation Gaming, and GG Boys, was made
Interesting.
literally for them.
Mm.
So I mean,
So
we
yeah,
should get
those
overseas
exist.
soon, but
Yeah,
um,
that is a shame. I mean, that's
yeah, as far as the West goes, I lost all of my dreams, grand dreams for the game with all that stuff. But there are games that have survived just on the community. I think the biggest knock against Splatoon is that there aren't enough community leaders that are adults, literally adults. Like I
yeah.
feel like a lot of
Yeah, and that's hard. That's really like I think that it's interesting that that's the case, but I think that also makes sense just given the game's like player base and then the game's um the way it's advertised and everything. Like I mean, I'm 20 years old and I'm not somebody who's too knowledgeable in Splatoon competitively, but the fact that it rakes in so much views and I find it so interesting myself. Like I want this game to succeed, and it deserves to succeed, and it does not deserve to get shut down or not broadcast specifically just to get them trying to support Smash, like because they want this type of image. The fact of the matter is, they literally like yeah, you guys are all like we're all similar age, like we're young, but there's no proper adult like there's not people like the melee scene, and even then those people um for the melee scene they joined and grew up with the scene younger than us. Yeah, and that makes it even harder. Like the main um, people of the community are probably the youngest, 16 to 18. That's interesting, but makes sense. Like God, Yeah, this did not age well. Yeah, like acid, literally. Like it did not age well, but very much a ratio. This guy.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me. Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah. God, it's pretty embarrassing. I love Ludwig. I love the fact that he's willing to like do all this fucking shit. Like I think that if Splatoon wants some sort of voice right now, and I think they're getting their voice right now. Like this shit's not gonna fly anymore. Hi Blake. This Splatoon, I think they need to force their not force. They need to get their voice heard with Ludwig. They need um and I think Ludwig is willing to possibly host something. Let me send you a tweet from a while back. Go ahead and send it. I'll keep your thing open. Yeah, like straight up, the fact that they did this, they didn't need to. They didn't need to lose the small like sliver, the small sliver of support that they had. They didn't need to do that. That was so nice. That was so nice of them. Smash community from Bagel. This was November 24th, 2020. Smash community is for hashtag free melee and save Smash. Do not be fooled by Nintendo showing us a tiny bit of support to the Splatoon with the Open. Besides, first place prize is literally $25, and the last time I won with my team, I never received my $25. The tournament sucked anyways. It was a Swiss. Oh my god. All right then. Yeah, fair enough. That they knew what they were doing then when they that when they did this. They knew that didn't matter, and I think that's a I mean, it mattered because they were able to make a voice out of it. 5 hour ladder. God. $25 in gold points. God. Yeah, I mean, hey, what the fuck were even the previous prizes? One of the Smash Ultimate Onlines was literally winning Min Min. Who, yeah, in arms. That was what it was for the June one. I think it was for Smash. Who the fuck cares about Min Min? Who cares about arms? I don't want arms. That game fucking sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. It's just boring to me because I'm fucking rude and mad. But Splatoon and Smash, like, they literally could be tier 2 esports if they were owned by a different company. I've said this to my friend. I said, if Splatoon was literally owned by its Arms TM, yeah, it's Arms. It's if Nintendo sold Splatoon for some reason, like the devs and the rights in the game, and somebody just posted it on, um, somebody decided to post it on Steam, like let's say they were started selling it on Steam for PC. I feel that that game would become a fucking powerhouse of a fucking competitive esport. Some like what happened to Splatoon. Um, so recap: Splatoon community for their broadcasted tournament, the finals of which had 30% of their teams this weekend had names related to support for Melee and Smash, and they canceled the live stream for tomorrow's event. Um, the event on top of that, yeah, like Splatoon is so fucking amazing. I love it. I love the game. And the fucking dumbass ad, this one, fooled fucking everyone. It, it fooled everyone. They were like, remember this fucking ad? Remember this? Where they're like, yeah, this'll be this'll be this is what it is, guys. This is what Splatoon will look like. Everybody was fucking fooled. They also they banned people from Nintendo Open Discord server for saying hashtag free melee or changing their name to hashtag free melee. Dude, we should do a speedrun of that. Hold on. Does anybody have like the Nintendo Online Open app? Online Nintendo Open Discord link. All the channels are locked. Ah. No. That's not what I'm looking for. Unfortunate. Mods asleep. Mods asleep. Post melee. Post melee. Remember Paper Mario Color Splash? What was that? Was that some like video game or something? Does Nintendo give a fuck? I mean, they give a fuck to stop it, but they don't give a fuck about what the community's saying. Wow. Weird champ. Let's keep doom scrolling for a sec. Up there it is. Come on, it's falling and trending. We need to fucking keep retweeting shit. So yeah, if you Mario's made stagnant by design nowadays. That's also true. Mario literally is stagnated by the fact that characters can't literally be made for the games. Oh, you want a Goomba to be in the game? Let's call him Goomba. Oh, no, we can't do that even? Oh, let's just call it a Goomba. Bob-Bomb. Yeah, it's called my name's called Bob-Bomb. I thought that was that's like me calling myself fucking human. Like, it's so sad. Like, please do whatever you can. Like, this is me doing what I can for this fucking franchise that I like a lot. Like, this is still one of my favorite things. Splatoon official Splatoon 2 news or Splatoon news. Nintendo sucks. Hell yeah, they do. They're fucking lame. This did not age well. Yeah, that's another thing. That's the bad Splatoon 2 news. The bad Splatoon news. It might be a shitpost account now. That's so funny. Yeah, the one with the green profile picture cares. Thank you for letting me know. The hold on. I've probably passed by it like so many times. Is it called like uh okay. Let me unfollow the shitty shitpost one. I'm learning more about the community every day. Thank you, Splatoon people. I love you. Good meme. Banned. Free melee. No. What? 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 Why? What is this? How? You miss being part of Splatoon? Heal memes, you should get the game again. I don't know if you don't have it or whatnot. Reggie retires. Doug Bowser replaces him. Literally named Bowser. Nintendo's villainy proceeds to reach new heights. The sign was clearly right there. The problem with this is that while it's a joke, and it's a repeated joke, um, you think it's Nintendo of Japan more than Nintendo of America. Um, I just think it's Nintendo. Like, I mean, yeah, it's probably more Nintendo of Japan. I have a feeling that most of the reps in America don't necessarily have the same opinions, but when it comes from their boss and the stockholders, they don't want to. And these things have been going on way before Reggie retired. You should, Blake. I recommend it. Hold on. Um, yeah, get this one. I know I got mine from GameStop for like 40 bucks. So I'll tell you that's a good deal. Target's selling it for 50 bucks. Um, 22% price drop and it's more expensive than the fucking game is. Splatoon sold you on the Switch and the Wii U. That's fucking awesome. Literally sold you the literally sold me the consoles. He's making a joke about free Splatoon. Oh. I'm fucking stupid. God damn it. I'm fucking brain dead, I think. That's actually fucking funny as fuck. I just realized what I'm so stupid. I'm literally stupid as fuck. I'm literally where is it? I'm mad. I wanna retweet it now and go haha. Where is it? It's like 13th, right? Did it go down again or up? Did I miss it? It probably went down like a bunch. Or Nintendo fucking killed that shit. That'd be so funny. But also fucking fucked up. Yeah, it's not here. Alright, one sec. Where is the funny hoo-ha meme? I need to see it. Where is it? Oh, let's read this. Esports. This is Esports. Nintendo cancels Splatoon 2 on North American Open Stream after teams use hashtag Free Melee names to support of Super Smash Bros. Melee community. The company cited unexpected executional challenges as the reason. We couldn't kill Melee. You have 3K hours in the game? Jesus fucking Christ, Frito, you're a legend. They canceled the online open event today after 30% of the competing teams had shown names supporting support for Melee community. Amazing. 4K? Good God. I just got to 2,100 hours in Smash Ultimate, so I salute you people. Fucking stay on that grind. The company cited executional challenges as the reasoning for the stream's cancellation. Several players and tournament organizers directly pointed to the team's open support for the Melee community as the cause for Nintendo's decision. However, this support for the Melee community is in response to Nintendo shutting down the Big House, one of the largest yearly tournaments for Super Smash Bros. And due to them planning to run Melee using a community-developed, not a mod, a community-developed emulator that allows the game to be played online. Wii Miffy. Oh boy. I love Wii Miffy. Yeah, and that's a good question, Frito. I genuinely wonder. I don't think Nintendo will do anything about oh my god, I can't fucking speak. I don't think they'll do anything to that. What else is there? Here. Splatoon 2 competitive community continue to show massive support for the Melee scene, with several teams using names like Meletation, Element Free Melee, and simply hashtag Free Melee as their competitive names for the North American Open Finals. Nintendo then canceled the live stream for the event, citing unexpected executive challenges as the reasoning. So, what do we do? Kind of funny that their server, they'll sever their own support. That they made the love the parade around is something so fantastic just because the Splatoon community they just want to be heard. Yeah, like that is so fucking nice. That's literally the most legendary thing a community will ever do for another community, especially one within the Nintendo community. Because you can't just say anymore that it's just the Melee community complaining, and Smash players are all fucking child molesters and fucking freakouts anyways. Weem Fi. Thank you, Heal Beams, by the way. Like, you can't just say that anymore, because it's a whole different community. It's a whole different community. Completely. Due to unexpected challenges, we had to forego a live stream for this tournament's final. God. Yeah, I don't blame you. I literally do not blame you. Hold on, let's check the bracket link. I'll just fucking go through this. Free the Wave Dash. Melee Nation. Resistance. Cookie Dough 2.0. Massacre. Southern Lights. LNC or INC. Hashtag Free Melee. Meleetation. On. I want to know what that. Oh my fucking god, this is gonna make me want to kill myself on stream. Who's ready? I got it, I think. I hate myself. The actual names of the teams. So yeah, thank you. That's actually very nice. FT Wave Dash is FT Win. Slippy is Enlightenment. Melee Nation is Bokut Nation, a super pickup of the top level North American players. FT Win is the best team in the West currently. You fell for the Twitter link. Bokut, thank you. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Like, I feel like that it should be self-explanatory, but like at the same time, I was like, I don't want to like just assume it's Bokut. That's cool as fuck sounding though. I love that fucking. That's I like that a lot. Cheddar 1, god damn it. 1. I hate it. Oh god. If Nintendo had done literally nothing, it would have received way less attention. Instead, by shutting down the entire stream down, they've drawn so much attention to it. Masterful bait by the Splatoon community. I really hope that was their, like that's probably. I mean, I assume it was their plan. Just you keep generating headlines so that the free melee thing just can't stop being relevant. The more, because now you're just gonna start seeing things like Nintendo's just not gonna fucking do these things anymore. It's good and bad because at first, yeah, you don't want to ask. I got baited. More water, by the way. I haven't been drinking anything. This point right here, like right here, like it literally makes it the most important thing because they shut it down or they are forced to say the names. Yeah, like that's literally it. That's literally like they lost the final game because in a major part there was team comp that got shut down so hard. Final set doesn't even have EU opens. Yeah, like that's just because America just fucking fights for it. Beyond impressive that they make it that far versus the best in Japan. Yeah, straight up. In their best mode. Solar Zone. Yeah. Oh, Splat Zone. Autocorrect. Yeah. Splat Zone's fucking hype. I love that fucking game mode, dude. That fucking is so amazing. Splat Zones and Tower Control are my two favorite game modes. Fucking love that shit. That's funny. Let's go, guys. We did it. Streams canceled over Nintendo BS, Smash community, Splatoon community. Knuckles. Come here, guys. Knuckles. Come on. Nice. Mask off. Did I follow you, David? How could I not? I love you. Nintendo makes amazing games, treats their dev team so well. What is the bizarre and hostile stance to the competitive communities of their games? Remember, this is over shutting down tournaments possibly due to a fan-made top-notch rollback on a game that they don't even sell. Yeah, like, why using light mode? Splatoon 2 community was willing to support the game's sequel despite a major hit to the overall responsiveness of the game that made it feel much worse to play and compete in. Of course, this can be taken for granted by Nintendo. The overall input latency was doubled from around 1/10 of a second to around 1/20th of a second to 1/10. This is shocking because it was known that the development team of Splatoon Wii U worked very hard to make the console controls feel just right and took pride in their accomplishment. Interesting. After 2018, they stopped stopped complaining. That's very weird. I wonder if that shit's the same thing with Smash Ultimate. Like it has a native 6 frames of input delay, whether that's not on purpose or not. Yeah, like if you play above sensitivity, if you play sensitivity above +4 Interesting. There's also, yeah, I didn't know that at all. It's no exaggerating that all Nintendo had to do is nothing here for the things that to be the best they've ever done for Melee and its 20-year competitors, and they're failing. We will remember that in the coming years as Nintendo launches new games and console, we don't need them. There's a strange and consistent undercurrent to this conversation that Melee doesn't make money. Yeah, because Nintendo isn't selling it. Like I mentioned elsewhere, Nintendo has the ability to partner with Slippy and formally re-release Melee with rollback, but they aren't. And until they do, there's no legal way to play Melee online. You can't attend in-person events, and Melee off right now because there's a fucking pandemic. And even then, when you can, it's extremely privileged to be able to travel to these online events. Fucking preach. This conversation doesn't need a devil's advocate. There's no purpose defending Nintendo. There's literally no fucking purpose. It's hostile to people who have spent their lives in love with Nintendo's greatest games and does nothing for Nintendo or its communities. Literally. There is no fucking reason to be the fucking white knight for a fucking billion-dollar corporation, especially in the fucking light of what's going on in the fucking world. There is no reason to be like, well, what if they were using a pirated disc? Well, the fucking pros weren't. None of the fucking people who care so much about Melee are pirating the fucking game. And it's not sold. It's not sold. It's literally not even being sold by Nintendo. If Nintendo cared that much, they would have just fucking offered fucking Fizzy a job. He already does this for a living. What's he gonna do? His fucking publisher is gonna yell at him? He is his fucking publisher. He is his fucking boss. It's so fucking stupid. This stream, by the way, I'm gonna make sure that it becomes a VOD, and that I'm gonna kind of cut out the like initial stuff so that um, I can just post this to YouTube and make sure that people see this. If you're interested in my YouTube, I can link it, but it's just Cherry. I have a Batgirl logo. I probably should change it to my current logo, but so that you can see it then, or just share the video to people who don't catch the stream if they're not awake or whatever. I want people to be able to see this. I want people to understand everything about this information. Hashtag free Splatoon, hashtag free Melee. Do it together. Fucking make posts. Go wherever you can. Fucking spread this fucking word of free Splatoon, free Melee. These communities are wonderful. They literally only care about getting what they deserve from Nintendo. People literally care about these games. No, I'm very interested in that, Curbs. I'm literally somebody who's an outsider. I'm a smasher, and I'm a fighting game player, and I'm a FPS player, and I'm very casually interested in Splatoon, and I enjoy the game a fuck ton. I just recently started playing it like last year, and I think it's so fun, and I'm interested in the competitive community, but I wasn't even sure if it was like that that alive still, because I just am not an insider on the community. But like, it's fucked up. This community literally just wants to exist and not be fucked around with. Like, especially when you're advertising shit like this. Like this. Like, this is literally, this is like, it pisses me off. Like, I can't even look at it anymore. I just can't. I can't. Yeah. Fuck off, Nintendo. So I heard the Splatoon community did hashtag free Melee a favor. Got their NA finals canned by the Big N. Nintendo Ninjas coming around. Yep, it's free Splatoon time. Mad props to all the hardworking Inklings. Thank you guys. Yeah, above else, you just want your scene to grow. Curb's saying that right now. He's above all else, you literally just want your scene to grow and play the game the best you can, and that's all you should want. Like the fact that people want more shows that they want things to grow. So Splatoon is one of the most interesting games you've ever seen, Frito. I think the same thing. I think the way it's played, I think the fact of like how the movement works, the upgrade system, the way people optimize being able to not even see your fucking like your movement and things like that. Like, it's so interesting. I think that as a shooter, it's one of the few third-person shooters that I'm genuinely so interested in, and I just love it. Did Nintendo just pull a CeeLo Green? Hold on. I want to get this for the fucking thumbnail. Because I'm a bitch. We'll save that one later. Yeah. That's a good thumbnail. Followed. Also, definitely make a few Rivals of Aethers joke about this. Unless I'm misreading the acronym. I'm not the biggest Rivals of Aethers. No, I'm not very knowledgeable in it, but I would be love to be enlightened. I'm very interested. Reggie? Why is Reggie trending, bruh? What did Reggie do? Yo! 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 Weird champ. Weird Trump. Tempo Storm. Yo! It's. I love how they fucking were like, oh yeah, guys, it's fine. It'll be damage control. We did it. We're gonna do it fine. I'm very. I, I'm just curious. Like I'm fucking super duper curious why fucking Reggie was trending. Is he like Han? Oh man. Oh, he's in the Game Awards. Yeah, so I guess in other news, this will just be a news stream now. I've never. That'll be fun. Uh, oh yeah, cause that fucking meme was. We were talking about that earlier. Reggie is one of those people that doesn't age. He looks like he's fucking 60, and he's 60, and he's not even fucking 40. Everybody's so like, uh, pogging out over Reggie, but eh, like he doesn't. What? I'll have to find that meme. Hold on. Reggie has an announcement for Smashers. If I can find the right video. Um. No, it was more recent than this. Cooters. Did I not? Is in this? No. No. I don't remember what it is. That pisses me off. That makes me upset. You still think it's wrong how Nintendo says they can't actually make a song from vanilla Minecraft feature in a fighting game, and then the one guy from in Aether's workshop who has a snail OC whose catchphrase is "Woag" actually does that for Rivals of Aether. That's fucking hilarious, actually. Um, that's like absolutely fucking hilarious. I still don't get that. I don't get why they decided to just have no actual music uh from the like game. Like that's very sad. I was I like I don't even understand that. Like you literally could have had Pig step in, and I would have fucking bopped to that shit. Oh god, a fucking Frieza fan cam. Yeah, the reason was copyright. Didn't they fucking don't they have Steve in the game? They literally have Minecraft Earth songs. What would be the copyright from the people who like make the songs? Can't you just ask for like the rights? Like, how is that even possible? How do you not get the songs when Microsoft owns the game? That's weird. Maybe like Notch or some shit. Because I know he's not necessarily associated with Minecraft anymore. Like, maybe he owns a lot of the original stuff. Let's look it up. Owns theirs. Interesting. So C4118, they produce most of them. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Oh, that's fucking stupid. The sad Minecraft meme song was Sweden. That's fucking hype. Who made music this then? Same people? Yeah. Oh yeah. 13 is my favorite disc, by the way. Anyways, about Splatoon. Yeah, let's backtrack. Um, Curb says, but anyways, about Splatoon, I'm not too fond of the community, but I would rather see it improve and grow than anything, and you love the game still. Yes, I agree. I think I could say the same about the Smash community. Um, I'm not too fond of the bad parts of the community, and I don't necessarily enjoy most of Smash Twitter, but I like a lot of it, and I really love the Smash community. It gave me a voice in my life, and it gave me an urge to stream and do what I'm doing right now, regardless of whether I have viewers or not, because I just like the idea of streaming. And I think Nintendo needs to understand that having an interest in competing for money or not should not be a reason to um, remove like players and remove people from the shit, especially when you don't sell the game anymore. I could see people playing on Yuzu, like the Smash Ultimate emulator, or the Nintendo Switch emulator, I'm sorry, and them getting mad over that and canceling it. But I don't understand, like them killing Melee like this, and then also Splatoon just because they're supporting it. It's very cutthroat, popularity based. Yeah, that does sound like high school. I mean, a lot of people in there are high schoolers, like Curb says, and that's gonna be a thing with the younger communities. As the game gets older, though, you're gonna kind of just see um, people as they grow older. They're just gonna vibe with the game, you know. Yep, yep. They are mad. Yeah, dude, watch. Nintendo's gonna completely regret that fucking event that they did in Ultimate, uh, where they had the fucking melee event, where it was like you can only use the melee characters. Sure, I'll do it. One sec. Cool. Melee. Nintendo's philosophy, Riddle says, if our games have competitive scenes, they'll drive customers away. It's probably the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I said this a couple years ago, sacrificing the stream of their own event, regardless of whether or not that they were going to receive a good cash prize, if not anything for it. The fact that they were allowed to just have the event streamed in general is amazing. and they threw it away just to have their voice be heard and say free Melee, which is beautiful. And I'm very thankful for that. So, for those watching this on YouTube, be sure to, I guess, for the algorithm's sake, fucking like, subscribe, and comment and shit. Share this with whoever. It helps my channel a lot. And follow me on Twitch. For those who are watching it on Twitch live right now, thank you for this. I'm going to host a channel real quick. And if you're interested, you can watch whoever I fucking host if anybody's online.